Hello everybody and welcome back to the SMM2 Endless Mode League Playoffs. Howdy everyone, Paul saying hello, Foxen, and we're going to have Panga on the other side. Hopefully going to be having a good race here. And there's the man himself, there's the PangaeaPanga. But oh wait, I feel dumb now, that's not Paul, that's a cutout of Paul, but okay, still going to be channeling the moral support from him. But yeah, welcome to the playoffs, everyone. It's been a good season so far, and now we're heading into the end. Best of 5, not going to do any extra matches this time, but first player to 3 wins this all. And endless mode, you get to skip as much as you want, just try to get to the end of as many levels as you can in the 15 minutes you're allotted. And yeah, whoever clears the most by the end wins. Foxen at the ready, and Panga getting ready to start a new game here in expert mode. And then we're going to be getting started. So over the course of this league, of course the runners have been competing both to get into the playoffs, but they've also been competing to score points to get a better position in the playoffs itself. So hopefully we're going to be seeing a good match here, but the winner of here is going to be moving on into the next part of the playoffs, and eventually possibly going to be heading into the finals versus the winner of the Division B bracket. This, of course, is the Division A bracket, but apparently we're off. Foxen jumping in a little bit before Panga, but going to be syncing them up shortly. Foxen already liking this first level, not looking at the world record though, but still think it'd be a good shot. At the start of most levels, we're going to see runners looking over at the pause screen menu, because generally you see a world record unless the course has no clears yet. So that kind of gives you a gauge of how long it might take you to finish it. So we're going to be doing that at the start of most levels. Panga starting out with a weird bullet bill bounce level, and looking to be struggling a little bit with a dry bone shell here, but has to. Wow, okay, that's well done, Panga. Just taking out all these bullet bills. Looks like he respawned a few, but no huge deal. They just keep on coming. If this is the entire level, this could be a pretty nice first clear for him. Oh man, he's got red ones. What are they gonna do? A home in on you? Alright. Now, Foxen looking to have a nice platforming level, just making a lot of jumps to proceed through the level. Ooh, barely making that last one. And on the other side, Panga going to be clearing that level. Indeed, all he had to do was not take damage with that dry bone shell, pop over all the bullet bills, and boom, all done. Now he has to have courage to make a decision. It's labeled as a speed run, but his choice is he can skip this or he cannot skip it. So we'll be seeing what he does there. There's an instant Kaizo block and an instant skip. He had the courage to make the decision, guys, don't worry. Foxen's still struggling with this level on this side, on his side, but following the arrows, pretty brave, but doesn't look to be a troll level. Oh, but and he has to go all the way back up to the beginning. So if he actually has to kill both of these Bowser Jr.'s, this could be a pretty time-consuming boss fight, and he takes a death. Honestly, it's looking like he might just want to skip this one, because he's been sinking a lot of time into it, and if he keeps going, he might not get his first clear, and Panga's already on his way. But still gonna opt to continue. Again, other side of the debate is sometimes it's good to know that you're able to clear a level, because this level doesn't seem particularly challenging except for the jumps and the boss fight. So it's just, he knows he's able to complete it, but the question is, will it be worth it at the time? So we'll be seeing. Panga just riding on this platform here, the seesaw, sorry, and this if this is all the level is, it could be pretty good because it had a relatively short world record, and if it's only an auto-scroller, then that world record is going to be what you get about time-wise in the level itself. However, if you take a death, then you know how long you're going to have to replay that level. So, ooh. What is this ending for Foxen here? Oh, thank goodness for the twirl mechanic and New Soup. New Soup standing for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, of course. And Panga getting crushed by that thwomp and going to be skipping that level as Foxen gets his first clear. And now these players are about even. Just like that. Panga's just been on a skipping spree a little bit, just spending a little bit too long on that last level and having to skip the next one. So, trying to make his way back into it is Foxen. But unfortunately not liking that first world record, so just getting right on out of there. Foxen getting a described short and sweet level, but we'll see how short it is. Looked like a 47-second world record. Worth a look, worth a look. So yeah, wow, he's already satisfied the clear condition, so not exactly indicative of how long the level's going to go, but realizes now that he has to bounce off that piranha plant to get up to the next part, and deciding to skip afterwards. It's going to take a little bit too long, but now getting a troll, just a single troll, and it looks like it is going to be a single troll, actually. Wait, he could do this. This could be a really, really nice level for Fox. Wow. Panga getting a second clear, very well done. And Foxen also getting a second clear. That was a really interesting level. Didn't appear to be expert level, but hey, you never know. Maybe some guy struggled on it for a long time and lowered the clear rate enough for it to be in like the 0 to 10% range, and boom, hey, Foxen, you got some good karma today. But now, moving right on to this next one, we're visiting Japan here. And, looking like a cape setup, but this is definitely not a cape level since it's not Super Mario World, but just dealing with all these conveyor belts as Panga's actually sticking with the blind level. Okay. Most runners will opt to literally just skip blind levels right off the bat. But Panga decided to stick with this one, so pretty brave, but there's the skip. Pretty wise decision in my opinion. You never know what's going to happen, quite literally, in those blind levels. So it's now going to be moving on to battle some angry snakes. On the other side, Foxen just getting a really, really boring run through it level. Not much else going into it, just got to run through all these conveyor belts. Hopefully beat the timer at the end. Oh, and there it is. So, another really, really lucky level for Foxen. Yeah, getting his third clear, taking the lead over Panga. Meanwhile, Panga dealing with this car. Car mechanics, are another one that are a little bit iffy. Lots of runners will, again, just decide to skip these right off the bat. So, a little bit interested to see that Panga's going for this, but if he's confident he can clear it, hey, all the more power to him. And on the other side, Foxen getting a nice, cool parkour level, bouncing on all these bullet bills. Oh, almost really good stuff, but apparently there is a tight timer as well. This could actually be a really good level for Foxen, though. He just has to maintain his speed on these bullet bills as much as he can, and not hit too many upward-facing slopes on these grounded sections. Last time it looked like he ran into one of the one-way blocks, just barely, so just going to be trying not to do that this time, but unfortunately missing that bullet bill as Panga gets his third clear, tying it back up. And yeah, Foxen, pretty good idea to stick with this level, to be honest. These ones can be time-consuming if you don't clear them for a while, but I'm pretty confident in Foxen's ability to do this one. jumping pretty quickly off of that swing to maintain his momentum. And now going to be finishing off the level with a bang, and there it is. Paul tipping his hat to us all. As he always is, apparently. Wolf. Okay, hitbox. This is on Panga's side. Just dropping right into that bullet bill somehow. I do not know how that... He didn't bounce off it, but... Again? What? Yeah, Panga visibly gawking at the screen. Okay. On Foxen's side, getting a minute 14 level and deciding to stick with it. Interesting decision. That's a little bit longer than a lot of runners would generally go for, especially with 6 minutes left. But appears to be well, it looked to be a kind of Flappy Bird style level, but now that's changing a little bit. And spin jumping on those spinies. And now entering this damage boost section with the Fire Flower. Meanwhile, Panga is finding some possible cheese here. Oh, yep, there it is. There's the ending. Some level creators will often overlook the fact that when you have a clown card, you can literally just fly over the entire level and boom, just done. Meanwhile, Foxen cheesing out that Mad Lad fight pretty nicely. Ground pound stalling over his head to give himself enough time to kill the boss, and there we go, there's the end. Retaking his lead, 5-4. Pretty close race for the two runners. The Small Mountain Trials for Foxen. Yeah, currently sitting at the 5 clear lead over Panga's 4, so just has to decide which levels to go for, although all he has to do is retain his lead, so theoretically he could just go for a few little bit shorter levels, a little bit longer levels, just to try to get maybe a longer, easier one in the bag. But as I say that, of course, he gets a really short 10-second level. Looks like all you do is run. And there's the end, and touching the flag the same frame as he times out. Man, that's frustrating. But giving Panga a little bit more time to catch up. And yeah, Foxen just sprinting his way through the stage. And there we go, grabbing the flagpole just a little bit early. I'm interested to see what his time is on this one, actually. I'm expecting it to be like 9.9 something. That was a really tight level. Yeah, 9.951 with the world record of 9.971. 9.957, I believe. So, very, very, very tight level, but clearing nonetheless and doubling his lead. Now going to be looking at 6-4 to Panga. Sorry, 6-4 to Foxen, sorry. Ooh, this could be Panga's jam, though. Shells are magic. Of course, all these runners are very well known for their Mario Maker prowess, so with that, of course, comes a lot of familiarity with tricks such as shell jumps, but level title suggested that might be what this is about, but those are thwomps, not shells. I don't know what that level creator's on, but yeah, taking the skip, and Panga's got to find some quick levels now, otherwise he's not going to be able to catch up. Foxen. Lots of thwomp spam there on Panga's end, and just deciding to take the skip as Foxen sees the end of his 7th level, possibly. Really securing his lead if he maintains this. Just has to do this blind jump off the side. Oh wait, no. Excuse me. But yeah, there we go. Going to be grabbing a star and the P-switch before going up there. Because again, the star gives you, not again, but the star gives you a little bit more speed. And the P-switch, of course, is going to let these platforms exist. And hopefully allow them the 3rd level. Just traveling above everything, and boom, there's the end. Yeah, Foxen's really, really maintaining this lead here. 3 clears over Panga. 7-4. Looks like he's going to be taking this first game, but again, never know, it could happen. Panga could get 3 first try 10-second speedrun levels. You just never know with this competition. If he has enough skill to clear those on the first try, then it's possible, but not looking too likely right now. And whew, almost getting trolled by that Kaizo block, but thankfully not committing too much that last jump and able to survive and get his 5th clear. Upside Down and Mushroom Gorge. Mushroom Gorge is a great Mario Kart game, gotta say. Definitely one of my Panga having to find this Lakitu is Foxen just navigating upside down. The controls on this are a little bit funky, of course, since it's upside down, so you have to kind of re-gear your whole method of thinking, but he appears to have gotten, well, he definitely has gotten an auto-scroller, and he liked the world record enough to go with it. So if he's able to clear this on the first try, he knows what he's getting himself into, and could have a really quick level, and could be looking at this 8 clears. Going into this first match, close. Meanwhile, Panga still on a skip streak. Quite unfortunate for him. Not having any luck with these levels right now. Getting one with no world record. Oh, barely dodging that lava. And taking a dip right in there. That's going to do it. No way Panga can clear 2 levels in these last few seconds. So, GG's to Foxen on this first game. But let's see if he's able to clear his own. Again, 8 clears is very respectable, so if he's able to clear this last one, that would be very cool. And there's the end, yeah. Great start for Foxen. Paying a little bit on the lower end, but nonetheless, still good. Finishing off with some swag swing movement there. Pretty slick. Yeah, now we're going to be heading into the second game. Whew, Foxen actually getting the world record on that last level. Just got to flex a little bit. So yeah, heading into game 2, Panga's gotta get one on the board. Hopefully. Yes, Panga has plot armor. Alright. Anything above 90 seconds skip. That's probably a good rule. Panga loading up his next expert challenge. Getting ready to hit the play button with Foxen. Getting right in round 2. Countdown's going to be starting soon. And match number 2.
Let's go.
Foxen on his phone, probably listening for the countdown. There it is. And they're off. 170 for Panga. And it was labeled a speedrun. Hopefully this is not a 170-second speedrun, and it is. But there's cheese. 44-second world record. Okay. Well, maybe there's not cheese, and the level creator is just really bad at making speedruns. But yeah, thankfully it's not actually 170 seconds. Otherwise, that would be an instant skip. But not quite at the end there. Has to go in the subworld and find key first. On Foxen's side, though, I'm going to be killing the Bowser Jr., I believe. I missed exactly what boss that was. I believe it was a Bowser Jr. But now has his clown car, and like I mentioned earlier, doesn't really apply in this level, actually. But when you have the clown car, you can just fly over all the stuff on the stage without much trouble. And they're Panga finding the cheese that I mentioned earlier. The level creator overlooked that you don't actually have to go through the entire run 4 times. You can just grab all 4 purple coins right off the bat and make it through the key door really quickly. And there's the end for Panga. Foxen now entering his own pipe, and that looks like the end as well. There we go. Very close first match. Very close with the first 2 clears, and if Panga decides to skip this very first level, honestly, it's going to be about dead even going into the second one. Easiest to find cheese in cheese history? Yes, I agree. That level was not made very well. But Panga liking this 45-second world record, going to be going for this. Meanwhile, Foxen skipping this level. The opposite of what I said, but it's okay. Getting a 30-second level, okay. He's able to clear this again. Knows what he's getting himself into, so this could be potentially a really good thing. Oh, but yeah, not realizing all those swamps would go off and let him just run across. But nonetheless good. And Panga getting a second clear. Just bouncing on all those trampolines, getting across. World record time of 32 seconds. Very quick level. Now Fox is shaving just a little bit of time, getting pushed forward by the turning on and off of those blocks. Now making his way through the rest of the level. Not quite hitting that spring on that last part and getting trolled. Oh my god, really? It was looking like such a good level. Wait, oh, I missed a Grand Pooh Bear level? Oh man, what? Is the one Foxen's on Grand Pooh Bears? Or who? What? I'm confused. Oh wait, maybe it's the P-Switch jump level. Okay. Wow. Wow, Panga just nailing all of these. Oh, just barely missed that one. Yeah, very impressive. No, this is not a Grand Pooh Bear level. Weird. Okay, it is Foxen's level. Okay. No, it's not. Really? Okay. Must have. Foxen's level looks like Pooh's level at one part. Okay. Okay. Sorry. My mistake. I was not familiar. But Foxen getting a 7-second world record here after getting his second clear and Panga his third. But it's classified as a puzzle-solving level, so hopefully it doesn't take him too long to figure out how to do this. Otherwise, he could be here a while. Entering this first pipe here. This level looks like a red coin level, but there has to be some sort of cheese if it was only 7 seconds. Might have read that wrong. Maybe it was a minute 7. That would make more sense. And there are the 4 red coins he needs. So I'm just going to have to complete all the trials in these rooms. And grab the key and ultimately make it to the end. Huh. He's been spending a while on this level and just kind of taking a death at random spots like he is now, and hasn't been accomplishing much, but probably going to be giving it one last look for some Kaizo blocks and maybe skipping. No, still sticking with it. Panga is now at a 2 clear lead. Yeah, I don't know. This level on Foxen's side is just a bunch of trials, and he's not having it anymore. Maybe he spent a little bit too long looking for the cheese there, but it's all good. Going to be moving on to the next one, and we saw he started off with a pretty shaky start last game. Didn't get his first clear until about 11 minutes in, so maybe he'll be able to make this comeback happen. You never know. Yeah, not nearly over. Panga getting a star run, but has to be small Mario. He could do this as Big Mario. Oh wait, no. Could do that part as Big Mario, but yeah, unfortunate. There was no indication that he needed to take damage there. Poor level design, possibly even a troll, but yeah, moving on. Gonna give it some more tries. Foxen getting his own 30-second speedrun though. He's able to get this clear quickly. Could be a pretty good level for him, but there's a troll block. Okay, not really cool in the speedrun, but it's okay. And there's the end, and he's done. That was a very lenient timer, to say the least. But only needs one more clear to tie it up with Panga. Making his way under those Bowsers, entering its door. But soft locked, and there's a skip. Man, these levels have been pretty brutal on both sides. But now getting Mario's favorite speedrun. Not sure if Panga's going to agree, but still, 21-second world record and a 40-second timer, so pretty decent level for him. Ooh. Lots and lots of poison mushrooms on Foxen's side. Again, as most of you know, those track your movements, so they can be pretty hard to dodge, and they're just going to keep following you through the entire level, so he just has to try to get right in between all of them. Very tight jumps, not quite going to make it happen. There's probably going to be a hidden dev star in here. I don't think that the creator in an expert level would have wanted to dodge all these himself, and yeah, Foxen now going to be looking for that star as Panga gets his 5th clear. Pretty nice level overall, just a little bit short on the time. And there it is for Foxen. Hopefully he's just going to be able to run through this level, and yes, there is the end. Oh, Panga cheesed it? Okay, of course. Should have known. But now the clears are 5-4 in Panga's favor. Going to be doing a little bit better than his first round. Getting a little bit warmed up. He's already at the same number of clears and only 6 minutes in, so he could be having a good run this time. Never know what can happen. Possibly a coin collection speedrun for Panga, because yes, 80 coin speedrun. Gold coin rush, I believe it was called. Golden rush or something. But not a speedrun, excuse me. Classified as a speedrun, but not looking like it based on the timer. Just has to find his way to get all these coins as quickly as possible, and then making his way through the rest of the level. Hopefully not going to be too long after that, and he's able to clear it. So far, this level creator on Panga's side doesn't look to be trolling too much with his placements of all these. Most of them are open, not too hidden. And there's the end on Foxen's end. So if he's able to find this clear, getting timed out there. But if he's able to find this clear before Panga gets all 80 of these coins, then he's going to be tying up this match. Wow. Pretty lenient number of coins in this level. Panga finding the end and doubling his lead, but Foxen again knows where the end of his level is, so hopefully he's able to find it. YOLO jumping off the side. Oh! Running into the yellow pipe and deciding to skip. Yeah. The goal was completely blocked off by the P-switch bricks, so probably not likely to be able to clear it. But now it looks like only 2 lives for Foxen, so we could be looking at a game over even. Again, if he takes these 2 deaths, then the game over will subtract 1 clear off his total score. But getting an 8-second level here. Could be a quick one. Oh, there's 1 death. He's really got to clear this one on the next try. The good news is, if he gets this one, it looks like there's a lot of enemies on screen, and hitting the goal will give you a lot of 1-up. Assuming so, but there is the game over, and not going to be even able to continue on with this level. Very unfortunate stuff. Going to be resetting back to 3 clears. Meanwhile, Panga just twirling above the screen, heading over all these enemies. Oh wow, he just got sniped hard by that magic Koopa. I did not see that coming. And yeah, both deciding to skip. Splunking Splunkers. Interesting level name. I would expect a cave theme, but apparently not. Hopefully there's a subworld, otherwise I will be very disappointed by this name. But anyway, Foxen getting a don't touch the ground level, so he has to just jump off all these enemies that are falling down. Most looks like on parachutes. But he has to make his way through this level, and if he wants to tie it back up with Panga, these 3 clears, he's going to have to clear this one really quickly. Really quickly, and probably not even going to be able to skip anymore. Yeah, 10-second level, so just has to try to clear it as fast as he can, but oh no, deciding to skip. I don't know, this is a pretty big deficit now. I don't know if hard is equivalent to expert, but we'll be seeing now. 35-second world record, and Foxen is going for it. Maybe a little bit long for now, considering the position he's in with respect to Panga, but hopefully not going to suffer too much for the decision. Oh, making his car just a little bit smaller by accident, running into all these walls. Panga's level title is called Dodgeball. I guess there's some cannonballs now. Oh, there we go. Okay. The beginning didn't look too much like it, but there it is. And there's the end for Panga. That's most likely going to secure his victory in here. 7 clear so far. He could be looking at matching Foxen's 8 from last game. Very respectable showing. And yeah, Foxen just not having a good time with all these levels and game overs. Yeah. Unfortunate stuff. Panga walking his way up this level. Surprisingly enough, sliding down a steep slope is actually not faster than running down it. So you may have noticed that Panga opted not to slide down while collecting all those coins, and that's for that reason. It's actually slightly faster if you just run rather than slide. However, when you're on a gentle slope, if you slide, it is faster than actually running. So just a little bit of tech that helps you go a little bit faster, and of course, every second matters in these challenges. So Foxen getting his 4th clear. Well, technically he's getting his 5th clear, but only counts as 4. But now Panga actually going to be going into probably a boss fight to finish off this level. Yeah, just has to spam Bowser with a ton of fireballs, and that's probably going to do it, actually. Has to make it back up through this pipe to try to reclaim the fire flower, but not quite. Not going to be able to do that. Plus, it would have despawned anyway, and not quite going to get the 8 clears, but still, 7's very respectable, and that's going to do it. Sliding down a steep slope is faster on ice physics. Oh, okay, good to know. Also, my Twitch name is BP314, so just saying. And you probably don't need to tag me at the end of run. Hey, it was at the end. Don't make fun of him, unusual guy, okay? Happens to everyone. Oh wow, getting right into this 3rd round. Both runners already ready. Yeah, Paul hasn't been much support to Foxen in that last match, clearly, so hopefully he'll be able to will his way through this next one. Yeah, Panga was pretty dominant in that last race, but Foxen was pretty dominant in the first race. So never know what could happen in these. Starting off, Foxen looking to have gotten a speedrun level that doesn't have a tight timer, but the world record was 7 seconds, and it's set up as if it's a speedrun. So this could be good for a start for him. Panga getting an upside down speedrun, it looks like. Yeah, 10 seconds. So pretty good starting levels for both of them. Panga did have to skip one, but still. Looking good. Oh wow, that's mean. Makes you, man, that's just mean. The level creator made you climb stairs upside down, and oh, he is gonna get the timer. Wow, very synchronized finishes, but I believe Panga's load time is gonna be a little bit quicker. Nope, I was wrong. Foxen's is, and he's gonna have a slight advantage going into this next level, unless load times make a difference. Yes, Foxen's level definitely did need a timer. But now I'm going to be getting Super Insanity Bros 1-2. Oof. This could be a hard level. And skipping right off the bat. Yeah, pretty wise decision. Man, wouldn't want to deal with Insanity Bros. You might end up doing the same thing over and over again, man. Yeah, skipping the minute 30 level, definitely a respectable choice. Panga looking for a hidden Dev Star in this level. And oh my gosh. Barely hitting that P-switch with his toe. Sadly, Ryukar dropped out of this tournament. He gave a spot to Dansta. Now, Foxen trying to do a shell jump there, just swag it up a little bit. Only had to spin jump off that Prana. Would have saved a little bit of time, but not losing too much from not doing it. And Panga getting a second clear. Potentially a quick follow-up from Foxen, though. This level doesn't look too challenging. Just a little bit of platforming on his end. Very smart decision, deciding to go for that Fire Flower. And there it is. There's the end for Foxen. 2 clears for both runners already. That's 3 minutes into the match. That's pretty dang good. If they keep this pace up, then they could get the 10 clears, but again, not expected at all, but very, very, very good stuff from both so far. Now Foxen's been getting a few 1-2 levels in this. He got Insanity Bros, now he's getting the Jungle Rush. 23-second world record, it looks like. So definitely going to be going for this. Looks like a pretty Nintendo-style level, actually, so if he's able to finish this fast, he could have a pretty nice level on his hands. On the other side, Panga getting... It almost looks like a speedrun again, just by the style of level, but 300-second timer. And there's again, yeah. Very quickly for Panga. Going to be taking the lead 2-3. Not looking like Foxen's going to tie it up right now, but you never know. He could find the end right here. Yeah, this looks like a really neat level for Foxen, actually, because it's just very similar to how Nintendo styles their level, and probably is fairly familiar with it up until that. Okay, just basically that level just wanted to take what I just said, eat it up, spit it out, and then chew it. Yeah, just doesn't even let you know what's below it. You end up just jumping off to your death for no particular reason. But, yeah, doing the same thing twice. Apparently this is Super Insanity Bros 1-2. Maybe you can expect a different result, but probably not. Anyway, hopefully he adjusts this time and is able to make it onto this platform. Doesn't slide down the entire way. Yeah, walking out the side. Very smart. Panga making his way through zone level, grabbing that key. And yeah, Foxen trying to make that blind jump and not making it over. That was a big time sink of a level. Really unfortunate for him. It looked so good at the very start, and then just went, okay, enemy spam, lots of tracks, no, just garbage. Yeah, but now, chance to redeem himself, 8-second world record here. And there's the end. Well, okay. That was lucky. So important to note is, although this challenge is really reliant on what level you get, of course. Oh, before I mention this, Panga getting his 4th clear, very impressive. He's still on pace. He got that clear at 9 minutes. He's still technically on pace to do the 10 clear run. Of course, that's not expected by any means, but that would be a sight to see. But as I was saying, of course, the levels that you get matter, but and a huge string of skipping really 11-minute world records or whatever is really, really detrimental to how you're going to do in the end. Knowing what to skip and what not to is a pretty big debate in this challenge, and different runner strategies have proven to serve them better. For instance, Little Curbs 14, he was in the last race, went undefeated throughout the season, not in races, but not in wins, but in races. So pretty good stuff. It's definitely not all RNG. So there's a whole lot of strategy that goes into this. And Foxen looks like he goes for a little bit of longer, but maybe a little bit easier levels. Whereas people like Curbs tend to skip a whole lot and go all out a little bit. But here's the end for Foxen. Going to be tying it up 4-4. Yeah, no longer up by 1 for Panga. Tied again. And still a very close race, though. Yeah, a little bit of awkward ice physics for Panga here, but looks like... Oh, I missed that. So this level's kind of cool. Ice pun. But basically, you have to outrun this launcher. That way it doesn't compress you up against the wall and you end up dying. So, pretty neat concept. Hopefully it doesn't take too much longer for Panga to clear it. Because again, a risk with these ones that are going to take approximately a certain amount of time, if they take you too long to figure out, then you're going to have a bad time with singing today. Foxen making his way through his own level though. It looks like a pretty quick one. Yeah, springing his way up to this pipe up here. And Panga taking a death to that icicle. That was not cool. But now we're going to be moving on, skipping it, and Foxen just like that taking the lead. Yeah, not going to be seeing those 10. It's very unlikely to see that 10 clear from Panga, but just based on how that last level went. But yeah, nonetheless, going to be continuing. Could still definitely tie it up with Foxen and potentially even win. But now Foxen getting level 1, man. Lots of World 1 or level 1s for him this time. Pretty interesting. Oh, gotta quickly check what the moves are. Yeah. Jump is the X button, right? Yeah, now making his way through the rest of the course, though. Hanging in a pretty tight, cornered level. And there's a picador. Oh no. Gonna be, oh no, not realizing he'll take his death after entering that door again. And there we go. Gonna have to start again from the beginning. Thankfully, it looks like he has a grasp of how this level works. But Foxen has just gotten his 2 clear lead. That's going to be pretty hard to overcome for Panga. Oh wow, very well done. What? That's demoralizing. Okay. Panga making that hard jump, then just getting rejected by the level creator. Not at all Panga's fault, just terrible luck. And if he just went through that first door, boom, would have been at the end. That is just terrible level creation. Just complete RNG, pick a path. Never know. Foxen trying to get through this 1 block gap with Big Mario. I don't think that's possible. And yeah, now opting to start over. Don't want to grab a mushroom. as they are called danger mushrooms. Oh, thanks for the newsflash, level creator. But I'm going to be working his way, just trying to avoid all of these, and not going to skip this one. It can be a little bit tricky to avoid all the mushroom hitboxes, but still going to stick with it. 105 world record, not too bad. Yeah, level creator should have put the answer or something in the title or something. Oh, man. He did, but it's fine, whatever. Yeah, Panga's been... So, the type of level that Panga has is pretty good for this generally, because it's a quick 20-second level, and the end's right there, so you know that you're going places no matter what you do. But at the same time, if he spends too long trying to figure out how he can get to the end, then this could be a really bad level. And clearly it has some troll elements here, as he just gets soft-locked. Well, not soft-locked, but trapped by the Potobos. And Foxen's still sticking with his own level. Yeah. Panga trying the door now. Going back into it and grabbing the star. Oh, very smart. Very well played. Now just has to make the spring jump. That was good. That was a really tight jump, and he nailed it first try, making it look easy. Now we have a tight game. Yeah, Foxen's got to clear this level pretty soon, otherwise this is just going to be a really big waste of time. Making through that part. Now, barely squeezing his way past that last mushroom, and going to be making his way through the rest of the level. Just staying in between all the spots where the mushrooms aren't. And there's the end, and it looks like he's done it. No tight timer, not going to be timing out. Hopefully no Kaizo block trolls him, and there it is. Reclaiming his lead, Foxen, 7-6. Now Panga's in the hot seat. He's got to clear this next level. It's minute 4. It's a little bit of a risky time. When you're this close to the end and in behind a little bit, then it can be a little bit... Then you might want to skip some levels that you might normally take because they're a little bit longer, just to try to get those short 10-second speedruns or auto-scrollers that you might want to see. But Panga opting to go for this one. Hopefully he can get a world record or clear it in those 104 minutes at the very least, but there's a death. If those 104 minutes are indicative, he has to clear this on his next try and hope that Foxen doesn't get another clear in order to secure his place. So, I don't know. A little bit of an unfortunate scenario for Panga, but hopefully he's able to clear this level quickly. Yes, this format is a best of 5, so currently they're tied 1-1, so now it's the best of 3, I guess. First to 2 more wins. But yeah, Foxen missing 1 coin. Hopefully the end isn't right here. Not quite. Going through the pipe instead of the door. And whoa, that's trippy. Just it's literally the same room except upside down. Okay. Oh, jumping right into the Podobo. No. But yeah. Panga's got to clear this one really quickly if he wants to finish this off. And well, okay, there it is. Tied back up. So forget what I just said, but at the same time, Foxen has a lot more level knowledge than Panga does, because Panga hasn't even gotten his next level yet. And in the tiebreaker scenarios, this will most definitely be the first person to clear level wins. So it looks like Panga going to have to grab 766 coins. And yeah, and get that garbage out of here. Not going to be trying to do that in a tiebreaker scenario. Yeah, but next clear wins, and we'll take the lead in this, and there we go, it goes to Foxen. Good stuff. Well played by both. Panga making a little bit of that comeback happen in that last level, but again, taking the death in that 44-second speedrun. I mean, in that 104 world record with 2 minutes to go, that's pretty detrimental. Yes, GG's round 3. Foxen up 2-1. Panga has to win the next 2 matches in order to bring this back, and Foxen only has to get 1. And Panga at the ready, and Foxen looking to be as well. Yes. And here we go, getting started with the very last match. Yes, that was a very, very close one. Pretty nice. Pretty nice race from both. But this is intense for Panga, because if he loses this game, he's out. So a lot on the line for him. He wants to continue in the playoffs, undoubtedly. So just got to keep his cool, but also be smart about the levels he decides to choose and skip. Foxen starting off strong, though, with the 16-second world record, but still deciding to skip. A little bit of a confusing beginning. Taking these chances in another one. Panga looking to have gotten a 33-second world record, I believe. Might have misread that, but either way, still pretty good. Foxen can go-karting. Oh my gosh. Here's something you don't see every day. Wow. Pretty smooth movement from Foxen. And oh! As I say that, running right into that wall. Again, the go-kart physics in this game are a little bit awkward, so not at all expected to have a little bit of trouble with it, but there's a checkpoint for Foxen. So at least going to be respawning a little bit later into the level if he ends up dying, which hopefully he won't, of course. And Panga skipping another level. Unfortunate start for him, and Foxen going to be taking an early lead. Luigi Kart, yes. Making it look like Mario Kart, though. I understand that was the title of the level, but clearly the creator didn't foresee that people actually wouldn't use Luigi in Super Mario Maker. Huh. Pretty interesting. Very short level, but fun. Okay, we'll see about that. 21-second world record, so far holding up to its name. Those enemies aren't looking all that fun, not gonna lie, but Foxen gonna keep with it. 21-second world record, how do you say no to that? And barely dodging those bonsai builds, sliding under them, and same trick 3 times in a row. Okay, good stuff, level, good stuff. Now just has to dodge all these fireballs from the piranha plants and clear the level, almost at the end there. And there it is. Man, Foxen already up two clears over Panga. This is pretty dire for Panga, and if Foxen keeps up this rate, then this could be very, very good. Yeah, he's definitely getting the power-ups from the cutout next to him. So Panga getting an auto-scroller shell jump level, just has to dodge all these spikes while spinning on top of these spinies. So he saw the world record, just happy with it, and knows what he's getting himself into. But if he takes a death, again, going to be losing a lot of time. 3-minute, 3-second world record for Foxen. Ain't having any of that. And there's the end for Panga. Clearing his first level, not looking too bad. Okay. He's still in this, definitely. This is the rabbit and the turtle fable. Alright. I fail to see who's going slow and steady, but okay. Foxen accidentally triple jumping and not hitting that on-off switch. Unfortunate. Yeah, rabbit and turtle, more like tortoise and hare, what? But anyway. Panga getting another auto-scroller level and missing the ground pound cancel. Man, there was a possibility of him saving that if he was able to ground pound cancel enough to stay alongside the left side of the screen and barely make it on top of these conveyor belts. But sadly not going to happen, and going to have to restart the level. Not losing too much time, though. T. Foxen looking for some cheese, but yeah, trying to do a shell jump to make his way up to the top of this level. Potentially going to be able to clear it, but Panga tying it back up, 2-2. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, Foxen looks to be in the midst of a troll level, so hopefully he's able to navigate the monstrosity that is possible and clear it. And nice shell jump, and I mean, I did more harm than good, sadly. Unless he's able to get a key from this, that could be good. Ooh, man. Barely dodging. Oh, barely dodging, then not dodging. Just getting sniped right out of the air. Panga just twirling all over this level. And messing up another ground pound cancel. But not going to cost them. Just still twirling over through the sky. And there's the end. Hey, Panga's in the lead now. If he was the one going slow and steady, maybe this is tortoise in the hair story, but never know. Foxen doing an early key skip or something. I think, yeah, that's what he's doing for sure. But again, Panga's got to win this one in order to move on, so taking the lead's a big step to that. And although Foxen could easily tie this up, it's still pretty good to have a solid advantage going into the rest of the match. So, ooh, man, Foxen barely staying ahead of these swamps here. I don't know if this was on purpose, but he off-screened that first one, so it despawned and didn't come back to haunt his dreams later. But going to be getting the end there. Pretty good level, tying it up 3-3. And Foxen is also playing for his playoff spot. He doesn't want to let Panga get any sort of momentum going into another round, so he's definitely going to be trying to clinch it as soon as he can this time. Oh. Panga getting blocked off the first time in the fight, but activating a P-switch, and going to be able to progress through the level now. Getting a lot of coins. Maybe an extra life, and oh, Foxen grabs the lead yet again. Man, he just got really good level RNG there. Panga navigating his way through his own level, and there's the end. Tying it back up again. Very close race. Another very close race, at least. And not even having to use that. He's making his way through, and ooh, very nice jump from Foxen. And there's the end. That was pretty skillful. Barely not getting hit by all those Koopas and bouncing off the big one only, and there's the end. And it's over. World record even. Impressive. Very impressive. Anyone in the viewers, any of you guys gonna go steal that from him right now? I don't know. We'll see. That'd be pretty funny. Alright. Just go through all the race levels and clear them. Oh man, that would be a daunting task if I've seen one. But 6-second world record now, and there's the end. Oh my god, what is his luck right now? He just went from like really bad level luck to all of a sudden now he's on pace to get a 10 clear match. What is this? Now going to be up 6-4 over Panga. Looks like Panga has to use these claws to drop the Goombas on top into his own section. Or wait, no, doesn't want to drop them into his own sections. My apologies. He wants to get them to bounce on that question mark onto that music note block, but no, I'm not having any of that. Now we're just going to be skipping it. Foxen now getting a wind tech level. Ground pound canceling and just wall jumping off the wall, and you're able to get even more height by doing that. Pretty good indication by this level too. Knows the standard up arrow, down arrow for the ground pound cancel, and oh, barely missing that last one. We're not going to lose too much time from it. Here's the end for Foxen. and he's going to have 3 clears, 7-4 over Panga. His levels are being very kind. Mario Maker just wants him to move on. Yeah, this is a very, very quick 7 clears, but man, that sucks. Panga getting that clear right afterwards, spending a little bit of time on that very first section when you really just have to go forward and move on. But there's again for him. Not over yet. Only down 2 clears. Theoretically, could make this happen, but it's gonna be very difficult. Don't know what this level means by it takes 2, but Panga definitely not going to be doing that. 2-minute world record? Hell no. 1-1 try to make a good first level. Okay. 1:50? Not having that either. Yep. Panga's got to be pretty liberal with his skips here. He needs to win this match to move on, so he's probably going to be skipping a heck of a lot in order to get the fastest levels possible to tie this game back up. Getting an on-off switch speedrun, though. Oh, no. Making it through this first phase pretty quickly. 10 seconds left on the clock. Oh, getting janked by the on-off switches. Why is that necessary? Just have him bounce off the springs, man. Okay. Hopefully he's able to clear this one quickly. Doesn't take too much time. Excuse me, I just got jarred by the title Delfino Castle. Alright. Strange, but okay. Panga short bouncing over all of those, on all those springs. Saving a little bit of time over normal bouncing, and no, running out of time right before probably the ending pipe. Unfortunate stuff. Still 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, though, and it looks like he's got a pretty firm handle on this level. So probably going to be able to clear it this try. And Foxen's been in a little bit of a drought. Trying to drop the box and enter the pipe off of it. It looks like that's actually required, possibly? Oh no, there's the... Really? Okay. Nice puzzle level, nice puzzle level. Now we know what it's about. Panga, 6-7, so making his way back into this game. A little bit of a strange indication for Foxen. Not quite sure what he has to accomplish in this room itself, because it's looked like he just wants to get a bunch of keys, but it's not holding true in this room, so if he keeps struggling with this puzzle for much longer, then this could be Panga's, and yeah, just deciding to skip. So Panga's got to get a quick level, but he's definitely capable of tying it up now. But getting thwomped twice. Wow, that was brutal. Squishing all those Koopas. Now using this bomb. Looks like this level might just offer a bunch of Koopa shells, and your goal is just to try to figure out creative ways to knock your way through them. If that's the entire level, Panga might not... This could be pretty simple, to say the least, but... I don't know how to hit that P-switch. Maybe there was a thwomp over there, but not even going to try. Moving on to the next one. And they're pretty even starting this next level. Okay. But again, Foxen does have that one clear lead still. Pretty weird level concept on Panga's end, because you can literally just make your way back up through the on-off switch, and grabbing a checkpoint. But if this works, this could work in his favor pretty easily, and you could end up clearing it. Foxen just barely avoiding death to all those swamps, getting crushed on that fire bar. Good stuff, though. Yeah, Panga's level progressing difficulty a little bit now. But, oh, you can spin jump off the top of Thwomps. How nice. And this is probably the end. Yep, there it is. And it's tied again. This is probably going to be a last clear situation unless they both get 10-second levels. So next clear, this will decide Panga's fate. Oh. And Foxen not going to be able to spin jump his way through that. And he knows where the end is, and just all he has to do is not take damage in that last part, and he's going to be able to spin jump his way through it. So if this is indeed the end of the level, then he could take this. Oh, but there it is, and he needs a Fire Flower. He needs the Fire Flower. Or does he? He doesn't. It's going to be it. And Foxen secures his spot, continuing in the playoffs 3-1 over PangaeaPanga. Unfortunate stuff from Panga. But pretty good showing for both runners. Hey, 8 clears, 7 clears is very, very respectable. So nothing to be ashamed of. He had a very good run this time. And we'll just see if we can get these two in for interviews. Yeah, that was very, very, very smart. That was a very, very smart ground pound from Foxen. Yeah, great races overall. Very, very well done from both. And it looks like we're going to be getting both of them in here for an interview. So yeah, we'll be able to see here about some of their insights. Going to be joining anytime now. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty well. Hello.
Hey.
Still coming down.
Yeah, we got Foxen and Panga in here now. So how do you guys feel about those races? Those last two especially were really, really intense.
Yeah, it was like every one of them was so close, like the whole time. It was horrifying.
Yeah, definitely really stressful.
Yeah, they were a lot closer than I was expecting them to be.
Yeah, you did really well, Panga. 7 clears. Did you get 8 in one?
No, I think 7 were the last 2 that I got.
Yeah, well, very well done nonetheless. How'd you feel about the levels you got overall?
Overall, I would say it was equally good and bad, but it was like spread out weirdly because the first game I had really bad luck, and then the second game I had like really good luck, and then near the end I had really bad luck, and then the last 2 were about the same. But the last round especially, I had a span of just levels that were 10-minute world records for like 6 skips, and I was like, I can't do this. And eventually I got like near the end, I started to get like 10-20 second speedrun levels, but at that point it was like I couldn't do much.
Yeah, you got you brought it back pretty well in that last level. Foxen able to clutch it out with those with that ground pound on the bomb though at the end. That was pretty slick.
That was the luckiest cheese of my entire life. I had no idea if that was about to work.
Well done. How'd you feel about your levels overall? It looked like yours were similar to Panga because you got that really, really nice streak in the middle of that last game.
Oh yeah. I feel like I got some super lucky levels. It was like everything was entirely free or just absurd trolled stuff with like a 7-second world record, and it was just like find the dumb hidden thing. And I feel like I kind of got a little baited by stuff like that. I remember I think I played a troll level in the 2nd or 3rd round for like 3 minutes and then didn't beat it or something. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, but again, you were able to clutch it out. Those were some really good races. You got 8 twice and then won a little bit. The one you game overed on that last one, on that second race, was a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah, I had no idea I was anywhere near game overing.
Oh yeah.
It was horrible.
Well, anyway, great race. Do you guys have any other thoughts on this format, the the participation for you, Panga, or your continued run, Foxen?
I don't know. I think it's pretty good as it is. I at least don't really know any way to improve this specific type of racing.
For me personally, probably eliminate RNG as much as possible.
Yeah.
Since it can go either way for any person. Like,
because
that'd be the best.
We definitely saw you get those really, really long world record levels, those six times in a row you said. So that's the one sucky thing about this. But again, there's always the argument that there's definitely strategy with the skip, but there's clearly that level of RNG in there. It's just finding the balance between the two is the hard part.
Yeah, there's definitely still strategy, but
yeah,
it's
sometimes
still...
you just get bombarded by like levels that you couldn't possibly hope to play at all.
Yeah.
Of the world record, you know. And it's that does suck, and it can literally happen to anyone at any time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, GG's to both of you.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's. Good luck with the rest of the playoffs.
Thanks. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks for commentating.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great to watch your races.
All right, take it easy.